Well, hello, Robo. We're back for term 2. And what's this? God, it's not a necktie, but it's got something here. CQ University? Oh, what? You think it's a different university? Well, it's not really. It's in the same place, isn't it? It hasn't changed its name. No. And we're back with corporate law. That's for the postgraduate students doing Master of Accounting, Master of Professional Accounting. Last week we looked at the topic of partnership. What's that, Robo? You want to know what's the important things about partnership? Well, one of the important things about partnerships is that a partnership's not a separate legal entity. So later on in the course we look at corporations, which are separate legal entities, but partnerships are a form of business organisation where people come together and work together. Sometimes, Robo, people don't even know that they're in a partnership. And in that case, the law's actually got a definition of partnership. It's found in all the partnership legislation about a relation which subsists between people carrying on a business in common. That means they're doing things together with a view to profit. What else do we need to know? Well, if you're a partner, you have certain liabilities, obligations and benefits. If you're not a partner, then you don't have those. In fact, you look at the partnership agreement first of all, and then we look at the legislation. That's the Partnership Act, isn't it? Yeah. And that fills in the gaps, if there are gaps in the agreement. What else would you need to know about partnership? Well, the liability of individual partners is unlimited. So that means the debts incurred by the partnership doesn't have sufficient property to meet those debts, then the property of the individual partners can be used, and in some cases the partnership has to be dissolved. It just cannot survive, and the partners may lose their own personal property. So that's a bit of a risk. Yes, I asked the question, why would anyone go into a partnership in that case? And the reason people still do is because of the indemnity insurance which they can take out. But the sorts of problems which arise in a partnership is when one of the partners does something which makes the firm liable, and it's generally outside the scope or the firm. You hear that word, Robo? Firm. That's another name for a partnership. It's called a firm. They argue that they ought not to be liable, and they're the main cases. And in fact, the law is a bit hard on the partnership because it tends to give the third party, that's the other party, the benefit of the doubt, because the law takes the view that the partnership can control whether a person holds themselves out as a partner, and it's the partnership's responsibility to control the actions of the partners. We can't expect third parties dealing with a partnership to know whether or not a partner is acting within the authority. Yeah, that's right, Robo. Every partner is an agent of the partnership and can bind them, even if there's separate agreements within the partnership agreement saying that their authority is limited. Yeah, so it's a bit tricky, but not all that difficult, yes. And what's that? You wouldn't want to go into a partnership with just anybody because you've got to really trust them. They might cause you to lose your assets. That's right. So we have rules about all partnerships. All partners can have to agree to changes in the nature of the business, have to agree to admit a new partner, those sorts of things. Because where a partnership involves that relationship of trust and confidence, the fiduciary relationship, yes. And I think that's probably about the main things about partnership, yes. What, you haven't got your bow tie on this week? Oh, we'll have to fix that up for next week. Well, yes, we've got new students. We've got some students in Rockhampton here too. They came along and saw you, didn't they? Aren't you lucky? People have been visiting you. You're famous. Okay. Will you say goodbye, Robo Lawyer? We'll say goodbye, everyone. Now, I've got to lean over and turn it off because the mouse is out of reach. And when I do that, I'm going to disappear. But that's going to be the end of the session. Rightio. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Robo Lawyer.